Let's talk about J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt went to the front office and said basically, hey, cut me. Let me go. Let me move on. I want to try to play somewhere else. Now, J.J. Watt used to be one of the greatest defensive players in the National Football League. And I can tell you from a former player perspective, to ask to be cut, you're taking a risk, right? He's been beat up. He's been hurt. His numbers has gone down. Not the player he used to be, but he took a chance and he went out on the free agent market. Well, just yesterday, J.J. Watt announced that, hey, I'm signing with the Arizona Cardinals, a team nobody really expected, but gave him a 2-year deal, $23 million of it guaranteed. Now, how does that relate to what I'm talking about today? One, trust. One, doing something that doesn't make sense. Well, sometimes God asks us to do that, right? As followers of Christ, sometimes he asks us to do something when it really doesn't make sense. I mean, think about Joshua, marching around the wall 7 times. Think about, Abraham. Hey, leave your family, leave your comfort zone and go to a place that I'll show you. Think about these things. Sometimes God asks us to do sometimes things that don't make sense. The Bible says he'll take the foolish things to confound the wise. How much do we really trust God when it doesn't make sense? When we don't have all the answers, when the blueprint doesn't line up, will you step out of the boat like Peter on faith and say, Jesus, is this you? Is this you telling me to make this decision? Is this you telling me to go forward in this ministry? Is this you telling me to try another team? Well, it worked for J.J. Watt in the natural. It will work for God. Listen, God will do exceedingly and abundantly above everything we can ask, imagine, or think, according to the power that worketh in us. The question today for you is, how much will you trust God when it doesn't make sense? The J.J. Watt, everybody said he's on the decline. His numbers are down. He's not the player he used to be. Blah, 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 blah. They talk about this stuff. But he stepped out on faith. Peter, in that boat, stepped down out of that boat. He walked on water. Listen, as long as we got our eyes on Jesus, like Peter had his eyes on Jesus, regardless of the storms, regardless of what people are saying, regardless of what social media is saying, we will walk on water with Jesus. We can. He can hold us up. He's our life-saving device, just like J.J. Watt. He stepped down out of the Houston Texans organization and trusted that he'll land somewhere better than where he was. Yep, and he got paid. Do you trust God to step down out of the boat? Do you trust God to do something that maybe doesn't make sense when everybody says you're crazy, when everybody says it's over for you, you have nothing else to offer? Will you trust God when it doesn't make sense? Now, have a great Tuesday. And go unpack that.